So one of the things that we didn't really even know existed,
I didn't know it existed,
but that we got to play, that like no one else gets to play, is Project Resistance. I had actually not heard about this game at all, like zero. And they're like, oh, by the way, Project Resistance from Capcom is here. It's a Resident Evil spin-off, and you can play it. I'm like, what? Where the fuck did this? What? Okay.
Does anyone else know about this?
Because we didn't. Obviously, some people did, because we were like, all right, we totally knew about that game. I'm so excited. Whatever. So we played it, and we'll give you lots of gameplay here. We recorded 2 sessions, so you can see lots of it for yourself, and we'll give you our impressions. Project Resistance coming up after the drop.
So look, Resident Evil 2 Remake, man, it was fucking awesome. I was like, holy shit, this is one of the best games I've played all year. I hear about this, I'm like, oh,
it was out in February. One of the best games I've played all year, man. So amazing.
I paid 3, guys. What are you talking about? That's Smash and Overwatch. No, okay, but look, I was like, okay, cool, let's jump on this thing, baby. I'm excited as hell. To be honest, I was like, oh, this really isn't for me from what I've played. So, from what I've played.
We need to know the genre of this thing first.
Sure.
It's one of those, like, you know, Dead by Daylight, Evolve, not really Evolve, more like Friday the 13th kind of games where, you know, 4 people have to survive from a you know, overpowered enemy dude. Like it's asymmetrical,
like Juggernaut kind of thing. He's like super. Well, you can't even see him actually. He's more like setting traps and stuff, but he's the all-powerful dude that's going to make your A to B journey very difficult.
The person, so the way it works is that 4 people will play on the survival team, and it's literally like exactly like Resident Evil 2. It's that engine dragged and dropped. So you are picking up, you know, handguns and ammo and herbs and all that sort of shit.
It feels the same too.
Yeah,
the way you're walking,
exactly those mechanics, and you as the 4 people who are playing trying to survive will occupy one of those characters. Now those characters I'll mention as well are class-based, so there are different characters that have different abilities. I played a healer, and you know, I dropped healing spray on the ground and people could stand in it and get healed.
Played Tyrone, this guy was just going around with a bat hitting people and shit.
So there's, I think, 4 or 5 different classes to choose from, and they all have their own different things. And then once you're in there, what you need to do is you kind of need to make it through different segments of the map. And so you'll start in one area and you'll need to like just unlock a door by finding a key. Cool, done. And then in the next area, you might need to find some like hidden puzzle elements, and they're always randomly generated with where they're hidden. So you have to explore the map, bring them all back to one location, and then open the door, etc.
Yeah, it's ultimately a time-based game where you actually are give and take on how much time that you lose or time you receive by the actions that you do. Now, the mastermind wants to take all your time away, though he can take that away by killing people or doing certain things on the
whenever
map.
he does damage, actually, he takes time off.
Yes, exactly. If you revive and you get 30 seconds back, it becomes this tug of war between you trying to hold on to time and then, of course, the mastermind trying to get you back to 0.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, some of these games can last 20, 30 minutes. I mean, we lasted like 4 or 5 minutes because we just sucked at the game.
That's a record for Sam.
Okay, that's a long time, okay? 4 minutes in heaven. No, but I really think that, you know, when I was playing this game, I was excited for it with an open mind. I just felt like, personally, it wasn't really ringing with me. I just felt like it was very enclosed. You've got 4 people, like, squishing together, and I personally didn't see the longevity of the appeal for that for me.
I think first of all, I think it's very hard to judge a game like this at these events, because it's very much about those 4 people working together and utilizing the abilities of the different classes and what have you. And right now, it was just a clusterfuck. I played the Mastermind one time, and I was like dropping landmines, and I was spawning zombies, and I was basically just tunneling Sam. Whoever Sam was, I would just attack him and constantly be on him like a rash.
I had this chick with a yellow jacket on. I'm like, the moment he knows I'm that's it. It's over.
So I literally just looked across and like, oh, Sam's that one. Done. So look, I think if the team was coordinating a lot more, it'd be a lot more enjoyable. But basically, as the mastermind, I completely shreked this team.
Sure.
Just tore them to pieces.
I guess I should rephrase. I think it's ultimately it's not a great game to show within a 20-minute period at something like this, because for me, it didn't ring with me because I was like, I don't know what's going on here. It's very claustrophobic, and I think a lot of people might walk away from only a 20-minute session and go, oh shit, I didn't actually enjoy that because it was so hard to kind of get your bearings of it.
Yeah, I just think at a very fundamental level, I really struggled with the level design, right? Because you had 4 people running around very narrow corridors, very narrow spaces, and you were just bumping into each other the whole time. Like so many times I was just boxed in because I couldn't move because of enemies or because of teammates. It was just a bit out of control, and I feel like if you just opened up those spaces and let them breathe a bit more, it actually would have been more enjoyable. Now I get why those choices are made from like a balance perspective and to keep it feeling tense and claustrophobic, But it was honestly just frustrating as I was playing through it. So.
Yeah, look, I mean, maybe that's a creative choice. They want to make you feel very tense, and they want to make you feel very claustrophobic, because I guess if it was open spaces, it's easier than to read what the mastermind might do, or it's easier to get away. But like, again, for me, it wasn't ringing with me, because I'm just like, this is not something that I want to pick up for 20 minutes and have no idea what I'm doing and then walk away and think, cool, I want to buy this game.
Yeah, I think as well, on top of the level design stuff, you know, Resident Evil's controls and what have you, they're purposefully clunky and slow. Like, it takes a long time for your cursor to kind of shrink down. And I think that the mastermind is able to kind of spawn things quite quickly and dynamically that really put you on the spot. Like, all of a sudden, like, there's a licker behind you, just like, boom, like that. And, you know, or like the nemesis can appear, like whatever, you know. So you do have to sort of react quite quickly in this game. And again, the controls don't really facilitate that cleanly. I was also finding that a bit frustrating at times.
Yeah, I definitely feel like, you know, Resident Evil has always been a very curated experience, you know, and they really want to put things in front of you that they think that the controls will kind of complement.
I totally agree with that.
This is going to be a situation where the mastermind can really create situations that, you know, will be very overwhelming with control schemes that we all know and love for Resident Evil, but do we know and love it for a multiplayer game? This is the question, really. I don't know.
And look, as I said, it does exist like this in other games, like Friday, like Friday the 13th, etc. So it works in some ways. Maybe we just need to spend more time with it to see how it lands. I will admit, I had fun with this. Okay, that's the other thing. Like, especially as the mastermind, when I was tearing apart the team, I had a good time with it. But
if I was being honest, I was like, when is this finishing? Because I said, again, 20 minutes, so disorientating. You're trying to get your bearings, and it was so claustrophobic. I just didn't enjoy it personally.
The devil is in the detail with a game like this, because if the balance is completely thrown out, the level design doesn't quite work, the controls are a bit too clunky, and the whole experience falls apart. It's a very tense balance to get this right, and I can't say definitively that they've done it or not, because we've only played 20 minutes. All I can say is that I had fun, but at the same time, I was quite frustrated at times.
Sure.
That's how I'd phrase it.
Sure. I think that, you know, Capcom is definitely on a winning streak here with their recent Resident Evils. They've done remakes. They've also now, and they've also now released them on Switch, of course. You know, Resident Evil 1, 2, 3, whatever. You know, there's a many of them now on there. It looks like Capcom's on a good thing now. I hope this game, if I play more of it, it's going to be, you know, joining the ranks of another good Capcom game, but it is early it's too early at the moment.
It is too early to tell. Anyway, look, that's it. There's gameplay that we've spliced in here. We'll leave you a little bit more just to get to the 10:01.
Of course, everybody.
And hope you enjoy it. And
that's it. Laymen out.
Bye.
Oui, that could be a key. If that were something you needed, do you think I would tell you? I do not count the deaths anymore, but then I never did. I understand. If I were infected with a virus and could kill the world, then I would be conflicted about escaping too. But do you have to be so slow about it? Oh, goodness. You are so slow!